everybody, this is Alyssa from Anchors and Crafts, and today we are doing an unboxing. So these are the rest of the canvases that I ordered from Fallon Gems. They have come in and they've been sitting for the last couple weeks waiting for me to get around to unboxing them. So this did arrive inside I think it was inside one of those big like heavy duty plastic covered, like heavy duty plastic bin bags or whatever that had like the shipping label and everything, and then this was inside that. I have not actually broken it out to see. I think I sliced the I sliced the edge of the box open, and then like one of the trays fell out when I sliced the end of the box open. You can see where the tape was right there, and then here is the tray that fell out or the toolkit that fell out when I sliced open the box. It was taped just like that. So this is how the box came. My post office beats things up pretty badly, but we're gonna see how everything looks. So here is the toolkit that came. You've got the boat, the big square of pink wax, and a couple plastic multi-placers, and these are thin I don't know if they're the thin or the thick. I can't tell because I don't usually use these, so I don't pay attention usually to the toolkits. So we're gonna go ahead and break into all of our goods and see what all came in here. So we've got one canvas, we've got another canvas, we've got some drills, another toolkit, and we've got another toolkit. So we have 5 toolkits in there. We've got some drills, some more drills, and I think that is all that came in our box. So I'm trying to remember. We will see what all I purchased based off of what all I got as far as the drills. And they do have we will see what all it came with as far as these, because that will go with, because there's multiple kits in here. This is going to be, I think they're going to be mostly wrapped around there. I think they are mostly rounds minus these 2 that I got as squares. So the toolkits, there are 5 toolkits, which implies that there are 5 kits. We're going to put the toolkits off to the side. We're going to put our drills kind of like this so we can see which ones we got and go from there. And let's see. Oh yes, so here we are. Okay. So these are a couple of the upgraded minis. So you know how I was commenting last time? So first off, I was commenting last time the minis that I got 3, I already showed and unboxed 3 minis for you guys, and I did get a couple more mini kits as well, and they hadn't arrived yet. So this is one that I picked out that I got as a complete freebie. And this is these are upgraded minis, and they shipped separately because they were the upgraded ones. So the canvas is definitely a nicer quality. These are poured glue as opposed to the double-sided adhesive. And just looking at it, you can already, with it being the poured glue, the canvas feels definitely better than the previous one. It still has darker guide circles, but they don't, at first glance, I'll have to compare what they looked like compared to the other ones. But this is the one that I was sent as a complete freebie canvas, is this one. It's a little bit larger. It's 20 by 20. The first ones were 15 by 15. So these are 20 by 20. So this is going to have 21 colors. Let me see if the drills are labeled. So these are the 2 squares. These are going to be the 2 rounds. I'm assuming it's probably going to be this one right here. They should be labeled as far as which kit. Yep, TY2537. So you've got a TY2537, which goes with this kit right here. So the camera, photography is one of my other hobbies. So obviously I had to get the camera because photography camera. So that's why I went with this right here. And one of the things I am noticing on the image, it kind of had some additional symbols like here, 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 that with an image this tiny would not render very well, and it would just kind of like clutter everything up. And looking at it, it looks like they are kind of cleaned up a little bit, so it's not going to be as bad, or like it looks a little bit cleaner. Like the rendering and everything actually looks a little bit cleaner than it did for the previous ones that I did. So we're going to kind of peel this back and see how the adhesive looks. So there is a little bit of the over pour, but that's completely fine because I use washi around all of my images anyways. But I am excited for this one. And one of the things that I love, look at this. There's actually branding on these ones that says Fallon Gems right there. So I like that these have been upgraded to have branding on the canvas. That's something that I like because now you don't have just the Chinese information there on the kit. It's now got Crimson's branding for Fallon Gems. Good thing for their like marketing of her kits because I love being able to have these mini kits. I'm excited to try out the minis with the upgraded canvas and see how it looks with the upgrading for there. And one of the things that I like is that these ones now actually come in the baggies as opposed to in those little tiny like 200 drill little thingies that annoy the tar out of me. This actually, all of the drills are coming in the baggies. So that's a definite upgrade there as well from the previous set of kits that I got. So far, I am pleased with the upgrades that she has made to these kits. Definitely pleased with that. I'm excited to finish it and see how the guide circles look on the poured glue as opposed to the double-sided adhesive. So pleased with that so far. Like definite improvement to from what I can see. And then I got these other two images in the 20 by 20 that are both of these images I got in the 20 by 20 as squares. So this one is going to be very pixelated because I got it so small, but it's like plants. So I know this one is going to be very pixelated. It's a small image. It's going to be pixelated. Don't come at me. I like the pixelated look. I wanted this one to kind of have a pixelated look, which is why I got it so small. So this is going to be a TZ. It's going to have some purples in it. I think it's going to be this one right here, TZ4042. So here you go. You got TZ4042 right there. So you can match your drills to your canvas. So it's basically some plants and some windows. That's what I went with for this one. This is a square drill canvas. So I wanted to try out this slightly larger 20 by 20 with the upgraded, and these are not her upgraded nice, fancy kits. This is her basic kits that I got. Just she has made upgrades and improvements to her kits based off it since I ordered those between like those first three that I got and this batch right here. Those first three, those 15 by 15s were I think some of like the older style, and then this is her upgraded improvement. So now when you buy the mini kits, they're all going to be like this 20 by 20 and the basic ones are going to look like this, and you can get upgrades from this. So here is the plants. These are a square. I'm interested to see how the round of that one looks compared to the previous rounds that I did, and now that they're poured glue, and I'm really excited to see how the squares look. And again, they're in the baggies. I'm excited for that. And I'm definitely gonna take these squares to the retreat with me because I don't have to kit them up. They're already in baggies. They're fully kitted up. Easy day. I can literally don't have to do anything for kitting them up. And then of course I had to get this one, the Corgi. We actually used to own a Corgi. Back in the day we had a Corgi. Her name was Penny. So I had to get the Corgi. And of course Mackenzie has a Corgi, who is the cutest little thing, Zero. So there was that. So this is TE 1198, which is on here somewhere. I just have to find where it is labeled on this bag. But if not, right there, see it's labeled TE 1198. So you know that this corresponds with this kit. This one has a lot of color blocking for the background. My plant window doesn't have as much coloring in the background. Again, this is another 20 by 20. I got this one as a square because I wanted the detail for the Corgi face. There's a good adhesive here. I'm excited for that. And I love the fact that, it's a cute little Corgi. So I'm really excited. I enjoyed doing the squares more than I did the rounds because of the guide circles. So that's one of the things that I want to check out for the guide circles on the camera to see how they look compared to the previous guide circles. If they are the same or if they're different now that it's a poured glue compared to the double-sided adhesive, if I like them better, if my placement looks any better. I'm really excited to try that out on the poured glue compared to the double-sided adhesive, like I said. If not, then I will stick with purchasing square minis from Fallon Gems because I do like the fact that I can get these licensed mini kits. There's not many shops that you can get licensed mini kits like this in this size from. There's a handful of locations where you get onesies and twosies from, but this to me is the perfect like a 20 by 20 is a perfect little snacky size that just usually something like this just takes me a couple hours, depending on how much confetti is in a kit, anywhere from 2 to 4, 2 to 5 hours for something this size, which I enjoy, and I like to be able to have something that I can just grab and have as like a little palette cleanser in between big kits, or when I'm working on a big kit that's taking me months, like Super Dragon, which is taking me absolutely months to do. It's ridiculous how long it's taking me to do. The canvas looks incredible. Don't get me wrong, I'm loving it, but it's taking me so long to finish. So sometimes you want to, I like the satisfaction of a finish, so be able to have something like this that I can finish in one sitting, in one go, because this is like the size of the sections that I'm doing on Super Dragon, but this is going to take me significantly less than one section of Super Dragon. So I like to be able to have that and have that satisfaction of like, boom, done, here's a finished canvas. I like the feel of these canvases. It's got kind of like a soft canvasy feel, but I'm also that weird person that does not like those soft felty textured canvases of the really, really premium canvases, because that just, I have a texture issues, and that really, really like bothers me. I do not like it. I can't stand it. So I prefer canvases like this. It's not one of those really hard, stiff canvases. It's soft and it feels nice. And I like these. This will like, and I have an entire portfolio that I keep these little canvases in. So I'm excited for these 3. And I got this one in squares as well, like I said, for that additional detailing. So that's the third one. And then I wanted to try out a couple of her larger canvases. These ones I did order in rounds. So we'll see how they go. So, and these all come in the baggies as well. And they're labeled with the DMC, as you can see there. And I believe all of her drills are acrylic drills, which when you're working with rounds, no big deal. And when I worked with the squares previously, I had absolutely no issues with the acrylic squares. I actually found that they gave me less trash and less issues than working with resin squares. But I'm also not picky when it comes to that. Like, I'm completely fine working, like, I don't see the difference when I'm working on something between an acrylic or a resin drill. But that's me personally, and like, I enjoyed working on them. So resin versus acrylic rounds, like, I've never really noticed too much of a difference. And I have seen acrylic rounds that will give me significantly more sparkle than resin rounds. Also, the acrylic rounds usually don't stab you in the arm as much when you're working on them, but that's just my comment. Anyways, so here they're all in baggies. I'm not gonna necessarily go through, we'll see, I may go through, but this one, I thought this was super cute and super fun. So I was like, I like this. It's a little bit dramatic, and it's a cloud kind of vomiting out a rainbow with a star, and I had to get this one right here. And it looks like the background is going to be this 3770, which is this pink right here. That's going to be the background. So that's kind of one thing to note, is that the color here won't necessarily, of the background color that you're laying down on, doesn't necessarily correspond to the color of the drill perfectly. Because like this looks like you'd be thinking you'd have like a tan color, but it's kind of like a colorless color, but that's actually going to be this pink color right here. So that's what I'm going to be doing for this one. So as you can see, these ones, they all have the legend in 2 locations on all of these canvases. It does have the guide circles, so we'll see how my placement goes. If my placement is crappy, then you're going to see a lot of the guide circles, especially with the lighter colors of the 5200 of the cloud and the 3770 of the background. It usually isn't as obvious when you get into some of the darker colors. The writing is the perfect size. I went with a 40 by 40 with this one because I do not lick the tissues. I have a pile of tissues on the counter because the box was getting too deep that I couldn't get them out, and the kitten is laying on the tissues, of course, because she would be laying in the tissue box if the tissue box was up there, and now she's licking the tissues with this little tail, flicking at me. She's silly. She's laying in the window. But the writing is the perfect size to be able to see where it says a little bit dramatic. There is definitely, you can tell that it is computer charted because we have a lot of that unnecessary confetti all around our bordering colors, and that's a sign that you can tell is computer charted. That's something that's pretty standard for a lot of companies that don't do the hand charting, which is fine. That's something that I'll either leave it as is, or I'll pick one of the drills and kind of like make my own hand charting kind of around to get rid of some of the unnecessary confetti around the letters. We'll see. Depends on my mood when I'm working on it. But like I said, 40 by 40, it's got Fallon Gems right there for this one. And you've got like the background, you've got some stars, like little accents. Here are our colors. We've got some different purples and pinks in here, some blues, all of that, but it's gonna be a lot of the pink, the white, and you're gonna have a lot of the 310 for this part and around the outlining. So there's gonna be a lot of that. I will probably add some ABs into this for, I'll probably end up adding bling for the rainbow portion and like maybe on the eyes as well. We will see. So I like to kind of do that, add some bling in different areas. But this is the little bit dramatic one that I wanted. She has an entire line of ones that are good for like mental health, mental awareness ones. And then the last one that I went with is a little bit bigger. And this one, since it was small, these three were all kind of wrapped together and wrapped around this big one. This big one, let me see if I can open it. Where are my scissors? Did I move them out of, well, we'll open it like this. One of the things that I like that she does, oh, looks like this one is a double-sided adhesive. Is that accurate? Interesting. I did not think that that one was going to be double-sided adhesive. I thought it was poured glue. Huh, interesting. Okay. That was not expected. I thought it was a poured glue. Okay. Let's see here. I was expecting it to be like this. The tape. Ugh. It's always fun to figure out where the end of the tape lies. There we go. There's our tape. So this one is a large one. It's a 60 by 70, and it does come, and this one I got as like a window scene with succulents and plants, and it does come, I'm not going to be able to like pull it back because it is this double-sided adhesive as opposed to poured glue, but it does come wrapped around a tube for, so that way it prevents some of the rivers and the wrinkles. But with the way that it's done, it's kind of like you could do it in sections if you wanted. Let me go ahead and pull a little section back. Yeah, definitely was not expecting that to be, oh, the image, like really good looking sections when you look at that. I need to straighten some of that out so that way I can lay that down properly. So we are going to, I'm not going to do all of it because I want to leave it so that way we're going to let this part re-roll back up. I don't want to end up with any like rivers or anything in this. Okay. So I don't know how I feel about something that's this big being in double-sided adhesive. I was expecting it to be poured glue, but we will see. We're going to pull a section right here. I do kind of like that it's in strips as opposed to one massive sheet, because then you can kind of like cut a section to work on. So if we pull this part up, the drill field looks really nice, and I like the fact that the drills, like the backgrounds, are not the massive guide circles. Like there's a couple guide circles that are dark, but for the most part, these guide circles, we're going to pull this down so you guys can see as well. But for the most part, these guide circles actually are not the obnoxious guide circles. There's a couple of them, as you can see, like the L and like the check mark, that are a little bit more prominent, but the majority of them are the subtle guide circles, which I prefer. So this is a window sill scene with plants hanging, like a window scene with a bunch of plants hanging in the windows. So you have really nice straight lines of the windows. Are you really gonna go in your basket? You can go in the basket, little one? Okay. You better climb in there. Go on. Get in the basket. There you go, Sush. So that's what we're seeing there, is the window scene. And you can kind of see there's our little thumbnail, sideways thumbnail of the window scene. And then, yeah, let's see. We'll try another strip, peel up another strip of this. Yep, because there's Another one hanging it out, chilling in the window. And the windows are coming down, and then you have another window there. And I think that goes vertically, so it goes that way, I believe. I'd have to look at it a little bit more. Yeah, because that's like the planter, so it's going to go, we're looking at it sideways, because that's going to be a planter, I think. Yeah. Hard to tell without actually working on it, how it would go. But that's one of those things that you'd have to put it together and see how it goes. Yeah, definitely surprised to see it as a double-sided adhesive. I was expecting it to be a poured glue, like the other images are. But that is that one, because this is what it's supposed to look like. That's the scene there, and I think we were kind of seeing the pink plant in the top of that window, so I think we were looking at it like that. But there's that. The other one's definitely the poured glue, and you can see how we have our poured glue of here. It's pretty good size though. The 60 by 70 came through nicely. I'm kind of curious to see if this has been updated or upgraded and now come in the poured glue as well, because like that's the way to go, is poured glue. Like totally the way to go anymore is poured glue. It's just so much easier to work with. So seeing something in double-sided adhesive is kind of surprising. The tip of the canvas did get slightly smushed in the box, but not anything that was major and not anything that I feel like would damage or harm the canvas in any way. But anyways, so that is my unboxing of the new batch of kits that I got, which really was in my same first order, but some of them were new ones and some of them were old ones. I'm going to put the drills for these two large canvases in here, and I'm going to put these two canvases together and put them back in their box together. I'll keep the mini kits out, so that way this poured glue one and the double-sided adhesive one can be together with here. Oh yes, these are the drills for the big one. I'm not going to go through all the drills, but there's some really pretty colors for that 60 by 70, and they come in the baggies. Again, these are not the upgraded ones that she has. She has some upgraded fancier kits, which come with a nicer fabric for your kit. I just went with the basic. I didn't feel like I needed anything fancy. We're going to go ahead and do this. I don't need that since I'm going to wrap it around the drills. But you can see how it came with the this, so that way the double-sided adhesive, you didn't have to worry about it getting buggered up or having rivers. And just glancing at it, it didn't seem to have any issues as far as rivers or anything like that. There's a slight bit of buggering at the ends of the canvas just from being in the box, but none of it actually is going into the glue portion. It's all just the tips of the canvas there, and that all has no issues. I'm going to put them back in this box. It's kind of like borderline that the box was a little bit too short. Oh, is there something in my box? Let's open the box. Oh, okay. It's because my box has a little bit of a dent on it. So it's borderline that the box is too short. So that's something that definitely potentially needs a slightly, yeah, you can see how this box is just slightly too short. So it was taped up around there. So that's something that definitely looking into larger boxes than this one for the 60 centimeter, because this one was a 60 by 70, so having a larger box than that. Granted, it was like so tightly rolled around here that it helped to kind of keep it condensed. But yes, definitely a larger box. Granted, it was wrapped in plastic as well. But those are my Fallon Gem canvases. I'm really excited for these minis. Those are the ones that I was the most excited about, are these mini kits, because that's what I was really looking into them for the most, were their small miniature canvases as opposed to the larger ones. And they are all licensed artwork, so everything on the website is fully licensed. The minis are ones that are designed by the owner, Crimson. She designs all of these mini canvases herself, and then the larger ones, some of them, they'll have different designers and different artists for the larger ones. But that's what I have for you guys on Fallon Gems. And I hope you enjoy that. I'm going to be working on these. Like I said, I'm going to take these to the retreat in Texas, and we will see if I work on all of them. Some of them, I will always end up taking too many canvases with me and not finish all of the canvases that I take with me, because, you know, I'm always an overpacker when it comes to things to do when I go on trips like that. But anyways, that's just what I do. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this and kind of seeing a little bit of the new and improved kits. I know on my Instagram I was showing off the old kits, and now I want to kind of see what the new kits look like and go from there. So I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.